It's great to be back here in a very extended role. I came here a couple years ago and had a piece called Liquid Interface performed by the orchestra, and it just blew me away. The quality of the music making, the audience, the beautiful hall, and it was just a real honor when the symphony came back and said, will you come here for an extended residency and bring several pieces and even write some new ones too. I mean, the way I make my sounds is sometimes it can actually be a 1965 recording of a spacewalk, and then I might take bits of static and layer that. So I think of sound design in the way that I think of sound and orchestration, and I think to really have a three-dimensional sound world, you need to have a lot of different sources that you're pulling from. So I think you need to make your own sound world, basically. Sometimes some of the sounds can be familiar, like, you know, if you have like a low bass drum sound, we've heard that, but you might use it in different ways. And sometimes you might mix up something out of whole cloth. Several pieces of mine will have an electronic component, and I really think of this not as a soloistic element of the piece, but really as a kind of new section. I think of it as a kind of extension of the percussion section. You know, the percussion section can provide rhythmic music, but also can provide theatrical type sounds, you know, thunder machines, or wind machines and thunder sheets. And you know, in a piece like Mothership, for example, we do hear kind of the pops and clicks and rhythmic sounds of electronica or contemporary dance music. But we also hear kind of more theatrical sounds. We hear giant machines kind of booting up. We hear kind of engine noise humming along. Sounds that can take you to a particular place. So when I'm in the orchestra bringing to life the electronic component, I'm banging away on a little electronic drum pad, which has all these little touch-sensitive pads, triggering it through a laptop, and I'm in the percussion section. I think that works both musically, because that's kind of how it fits in as we're performing, and also I think for the listener, it's immediately helpful to see, okay, the electronic sounds are kind of like a super percussion section. I think of most pieces of mine as having some kind of a story, whether or not it's, you know, programmatic with a capital P or, you know, narrative with a capital N. You know, I'm not to say, I mean, but I think even if a piece exists purely on a sonic level, for me it has a story. You know, if you take that excerpt from the B-sides, Aerosol Melody Honolulu, I mean, the story there is a melody that evaporates at these cadence points. So Mercury Soul is a party, a DJ'd party with electronic dance music that is visited by a SWAT team of classical musicians. So it's really a party and a concert that kind of collide into this show. It's really a show that is a kind of a hybrid musical experience. Sometimes you're hanging out listening to trip hop or deep house or techno being mixed, and then you might realize sometime later in the night that you hear a sinfonietta starting to kind of play over this DJ set, and in fact the lighting is starting to change around you, and the sinfonietta is becoming more prominent, the DJing is fading out, and suddenly your focus is entirely on this classical ensemble, and they're going to play Ligeti for 15 minutes or something.